Article 1. Performance-based assessment in selected higher education institutions in Cebu City, Philippines. This article is made by Dr. Rufina C. Rosaroso of Cebu Normal University and Dr. Nelson A. Rosaroso of San Carlos, Cebu City, Philippines. The study described how performance-based assessment was used in selected higher education classrooms in Cebu City, Philippines. Purposive sampling was used in the selection of 6 students from one sectarian and one sectarian institutions of higher learning. A qualitative content analysis was used in analyzing the key for informants, verbatim accounts, gestures, and other factors. Motivation to learn, self-regulation, and willingness to work in group were the emerging categories or themes identified in the study. Keywords: performance-based assessment, purposive sampling, qualitative content analysis, and verbatim accounts. Now let's move on to the introduction. Assessment is a part and parcel of any instructional process. Whatever the teacher plans and delivers, assessment of students' outcomes follows. These theoretical functions of instructions are very much interrelated and evident in the learning workplace, which can be observed either in a local or a foreign classroom. Teachers view assessment as a comparison of students' performance from a given criteria. Students, on the other hand, perceive assessment as a room for improvement and an avenue for further learning. Once assessment is done, feedback on performance should be provided to identify strengths and weaknesses, thus monitoring students' learning. Assessment can be categorized as traditional and alternative. Traditional assessment is commonly called paper and pencil test and developed by a subject teacher or any licensed testing agency. Macmillan, on the other hand, stressed that alternative assessment is based on different philosophy and goals to provide a stronger link between instruction and assessment, making learning more significant. It includes paper presentations, debate, defense for investigatory projects, and other oral discourses. It serves as a substitute to traditional assessment. And from the local perspective, the use of both types of assessment remains a controversial issue in any academic discussion and debate. Most Filipino classrooms prefer to use both since one cannot be separated from other for a reason that students need to take college admission tests as well as licensure examinations in various fields of discipline after graduation. This is evident in content courses while skilled related subjects adopt alternative assessment as their form of assessing students' learning and performance. This study focused on the use of alternative assessment, specifically on performance-based. According to Wren, performance-based assessment involves students' performance of a given task and a form of assessment where students respond to the given task, either in oral or written form, to produce a product of performance. Further, Asian and Russell reiterated that performance-based assessment is skill demonstration where products such as research projects, essay, artwork, and performance including oral presentations, debate, and poems are integrated to real-life situations. Such as performance requires students to showcase their complex skills and avenue for metacognition enhancement. For products as outcomes, authenticity is evident since original works of students are fully demonstrated. In addition, Pang pointed out that the performance-based assessment is viewed as having better possibilities to measure complex skills and communication, which are considered important competencies in today's classroom. As such, performance-based assessment is considered as one of the best assessment techniques in measuring the development of 21st century student skills than traditional assessment. Now let's move on to the objectives of the study. This study described the selected higher education students' engagement on performance-based activities. The factors contributing to the students' academic engagements on performance-based tasks were also identified in this study. Materials and methods. This study utilizes a qualitative content analysis where an interpretation of the context of text data was used. According to Patton, qualitative content analysis involves data reduction and sense-making to identification of emerging meanings and patterns. Purposeful sampling was used where 6 students from 2 selected sectarian and non-sectarian higher education institutions in Cebu City were identified. Results and discussions. So, in the results and discussion, the responses uttered by the selected key informants on the use of performance-based assessment in the classroom were clustered into 3 categories, namely motivation to learn, self-regulation, and willingness to work in groups. Letter A. Motivation to learn. Motivation. As posited by Skunk, Pintrich, and Misi, involves goal attainment. It is the teacher's ultimate goal to understand how these processes are applied in the classroom. Letter B. Self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to keep oneself in proper composure despite the presence of distracting behaviors and impulses. According to Gallman, a self-regulated person has a predisposition towards reflection and thoughtfulness. He values integrity and has the ability to resist to impulsive impulses. Moreover, a self-regulated person is adept to acceptance of uncertainty and change. This is one of the best skills that the key informants shared. C. Willingness to work in groups. As observed, the students' key informants' motivation to work in groups was evident. Although the atmosphere is informal, they still continue to work and engage in performance-based activities in groups.